there's going to be efforts to distract from the facts. Adam Schiff dismisses heckles from Republicans who were outraged when he said GOP senators were warned they would have their head on a pike if they voted to impeach Donald Trump. Adam Schiff dismissed heckles from Republican senators who were outraged with the way he closed his argument for Donald Trump's impeachment. Schiff referenced a CBS News report that Republicans were being their head would be on a pike if they voted for impeachment. Look, there's going to be efforts to distract from the facts, Schiff said. Susan Collins yelled out on the Senate floor during Schiff's closing argument. Not true, she said. Other Republicans also grumbled, and one called it demeaning. Democrats need some of those GOP votes if they want to call witnesses. By Emily Gooden, senior use political reporter for DailyMail.com, published 2010 Greenwich Mean Time, the 25th of January 2020, updated 2012 Greenwich Mean Time, the 25th of January 2020. Adam Schiff dismissed heckles from Republican senators who were outraged. He closed his argument for Donald Trump's impeachment by reminding them of a report they would have their head on a pike if they voted for the president's conviction. No, I don't think so, he said Saturday at a press conference when asked if he made a mistake by saying that. Some of the Republicans outraged included Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, 2 votes Democrats will need when they try to call additional witnesses in the trial. Look, there's going to be efforts to distract from the facts. There's going to be attacks on the managers. If the worst they could point to is that I refer to a published report by CBS, that's pretty thin gruel. The problem they have is they don't want to talk about the evidence, Schiff said. Collins actually yelled out on the Senate floor during Schiff's closing argument after he referenced a report that Republicans were being threatened to support the president. Adam Schiff dismissed heckles from Republican senators who were outraged with the way he closed his argument for Donald Trump's impeachment. Not true, Collins yelled audibly inside the chamber when Schiff referenced the CBS News report that Republicans were warned if they vote against Trump, your head will be on a pike. The outburst was a potentially damaging sign for Schiff, a California Democrat who has earned plaudits for his poisoned arguments managing the case against Trump. Without Collins and a small handful of Republicans, Democrats have no hope of calling witnesses they believe will blow open the case against Donald Trump. Without witness, they say it will be a sham trial. Other Republicans audibly groused at Schiff's invoking the report, which was attributed to a Trump confidant, and called out the comment publicly after the Democrats concluded their initial case to remove Trump. Chief Justice John Roberts, who was presiding in the chamber, did not admonish Collins or other lawmakers for speaking without being recognized. Senate rules require senators to sit silently during the trial. During a later stage they must submit questions to both sides in writing only. Schiff's comment came as he wrapped up 3 days of arguments, just after a passage where he sought to appeal to the moral courage of senators willing to buck their party, and a clear appeal to Collins and a small group of Republicans he hopes will vote to allow witnesses and documents for a real trial. He referred to the fellowship of office holders and held up those willing to face the wrath of constituents or disagree with their friends. He admonished those who would say, "She's a Republican in name only," to blast those who may disagree with the party line. Collins left the chamber afterward walking alongside GOP Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming, who as conference chair orchestrates the party's message. Collins is up for re-election in Purple State, Maine, and has sometimes gone against party leadership, even while regularly disappointing Democrats and occasionally provoking their ire. As always, Collins was seated next to Alaska Sen. Lisa Murkowski, seen as one of just 3 or 4 Republicans who might break with Trump and the GOP leadership team that has defended the president even amid controversy. Sen. Susan Collins yelled out on the Senate floor in response to Schiff. Sen. Lisa Murkowski said Schiff lost her with his remark was doing fine on the moral courage until he got to the head on the pike. "That's where he lost me," Murkowski told afterwards. She also denied receiving any threats. Advisors reportedly have urged Trump not to call potential holdouts so as not to risk alienating them, Murkowski continued. "He was speaking along. He's a good orator, you've got to give him that. He was moving right along with the good oratory, and then he got to a couple places. It wasn't necessary," she said. Murkowski clarified that she didn't mean her vote was decided. Immediately after Schiff's closing statement, Republican Sen. James Lankford of Oklahoma also called the claims not true. He called the remark insulting and demeaning to everyone. The blowback raised the potential that Schiff had committed a blunder similar to that by fellow manager Rep. Jerry Nadler, who told senators listening to him that if they vote against witnesses they would be complicit in a cover-up. The remark drew howls from Trump's legal team, which was followed by Supreme Court Justice John Roberts admonishing both sides. Read more. Let's block ads.